Okay, and here we are, Crack 36, and we are continuing on with a review of an excellent out-of-box game. It's a 40-bit. It's between Gamerman and Oysteilo. Oysteilo is not able to join us, but Gamerman is here, and I'll be sharing my screen. I'm going to try to do that right now, and there we go. We're already seeing it, and here's the game coming up. And I reviewed up to 7, so don't look. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Spoiler alert as the screensaver catches up. And then, so this is an exciting game. We got to rounds 2 and 3, and I mean 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4.
Yep.
And as soon as this goes active, I will be able to do that.
We're on G7, so 2 more rounds gets us caught up.
All right. So trying to figure out why this is frozen. Just probably a little too much going on here. So I'm going to close out my home accessnows.org home. There we go. Functionality has been restored. And I will take us up to
G5.
G5, the terrible, nasty, ugly G5. Not as bad as G6 though. But after that, there's a little bit of light. So should be almost there. All right, there we are. Okay, so remember that this is a game with technology. And so we have the big purchase of, on the right panel, it should show in a minute now, 8 transports. There, it's just lagging a little bit. Let me just turn off my phone just to make sure that my internet is not having competition. And the purchase of 8 transports. There we go.
It's on.
All right. We are current, and you will know, with anybody who's playing Access will know, that is a Sea Lion buy. Now, I will say, I was thinking about this a little bit, and I am always keeping track of logistics and which fronts are being won or lost. And I do have to say that, you know, whereas the problem in Egypt is so many troops that aren't going anywhere anytime fast, the problem with the MAD is that it is a tangled web of tit for tat and an arms race. Same thing is happening in the Pacific in a lot of ways, an arms race with the navies. But the cost of all those things has been that the Eastern Front, it has shallow penetration and weak at that, and we'll see that play out in the next couple of rounds. But the big cost of a strong navy in the Med and fighting the Italians is a weak England. And I got to say, you know, when Germany buys an aircraft carrier, I have a hard time being sympathetic to a guy who loses London. So, Oysteilo, please show up so you can tell us all about
nice.
it. But when you see the battle, it's going to be tough. But okay, so again, this very effective bombing raid that's going to put even more damage on the factory. I'm going to go a little fast at the beginning here because there's not much combat. We'll look at Germany at the end of it, landing planes, and then just forming up for the battle. He's bringing troops off the line in order to fill up those transports, and he is going to invade London. And we are looking at his forming of the lines, dropping on the transports, infantry, and turn complete and makes a good amount of money, $60. Okay, let's take a look at this. So 34, my biggest interest here is your division of Eastern Poland and Western Poland. 34, there's a lot of ones, but he does have the 6 infantry. So 60, 46, but only 46 can hit. Plus the plane, sorry, 2 planes. Nope, they can't hit. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, no. So 46, he has nothing to fear in East Poland from the Russians because he's buying slow movers. He has been reluctant, I would say, hesitant to buy fast movers, which would obviously and might have even enabled him to keep Ukraine, for instance, and would have really brought the heat to the Eastern Front. So let's keep going. Anything you want to say about this?
Sure.
Staging for sea
Couple
lion.
things I'm seeing. Number one is Russian tanks are off on adventures, so
Yep.
he doesn't have any tanks.
Yep.
And so no blitzing through to grab big money NOs or anything like that. Was able to pull back all those tanks and still hold Eastern Poland.
Yeah.
It looks like mech are in Western Ukraine. Maybe to threaten a breakthrough from an Italian can opener. I have a strong Italian can opener set up. It might be to look him off from Baltic states.
Gotcha.
As well.
Good, good. And we'll just take a look down here that he does have Iraq. And then you will find that there is a Russian tank in Yunnan. You're going to see an adventure there as and only one of the territories. Now he is about to, well, we'll see that in a minute. So let's keep going with the Russians. Russians do technology. Now, again, I love technology, devoted to technology, and the Russians in history had technology like the Katyusha rockets. They had very good tanks. They had great artillery. So I do see it, but I'm not a big fan of Russia. But I love the war bonds. Love the war bonds. It will probably take you 3 turns to get back that money, but I love
We
war bonds
juiced
for
them.
Russia,
We juiced
particularly.
the war bonds with the +1. We felt they were too
Oh,
weak.
that's right. That's right.
So he
Good.
got juiced up war bonds.
Nice, like that. So he does do artillery, and again, I am not 100% sure why he is not buying fast movers, but he is a better player than I am. So,
He's
here
good.
we go. He sends the tank to. This is the second time this tank has gone
Oh
to
my
Malaya.
goodness. Yeah, went
Yep.
down and back without getting molested last time.
Yep. Because of the now that was on account of a dual thrust, I believe, into Korea, supporting the Americans there, and just drew all of your attention north. And so he was able to slip in, slip out without repercussions. He will not get so lucky this time. He goes to Novgorod and then to Rostov, and he's thinking, and takes Rostov, and without too much ado. And Malaya is taken successfully, 1 tank versus 1 artillery. And then the non-coms that those 2 mechs are gonna take headed for Tobruk and Libya. I once had a guy that sent his couple of bombers against my Russian mobiles that were going for Tobruk and Libya. So then he resupplies Belarus, and then moves forward his Moscow troops. He undoes that, thinking how to reposition. He does an edit here too, and then that's how he likes to end it. What a balance! A very dynamic Eastern Front with forces assembled in 2 different areas facing off against each other. And I'm just gonna take a look at nothing out here because that's already died. And did take quite a number of Japanese units with them, grounders, if you haven't seen it, and then has control. Now he does not take Ukraine again. I think we mentioned that last time. He is going to leave that in the hands of the Russians because he wants the Italians to have it because Italians are the poorer brother. But he does have the he does not get his Archangel bonus. Okay, kind of the most useless bonus in the game. But we'll see how that goes next turn. And we have a very active Japanese army that will attack various theaters, thinking about going to Alaska. Is it Alaska this turn? Next turn? Nope. So here it is. The battles have begun. Sorry. So let's back it up. So Far East is captured. New Britain is captured, taking away that $5 bonus. And Malaya is captured. This is a fight. The tank does not die with honor. And he loses a sub. And there we go. On there's a fight.
Oh,
and
this is
sorry.
major.
Let's look at this. Sorry about that. Went ahead. Okay, so this is, I would say, a risky attack on your part. What's the odds on this? Do you remember? Target
I
90s,
can check it pretty
90s.
quick.
Yeah.
It's probably a hit and run if it goes well.
Right.
Let's see here. The Japanese have. I got to go to. Okay, it looks like 6, 2, 1. And mine's kind of okay. There you go. 4 fighters, 4 tanks, 2 bombers. I think I got it.
Yep.
So overall, it's an 80-20 with a -7. But if you only go till you're down to air, then it's a 15 to win, but a TUV swing of 1. So it's about even. This is definitely an aggressive. Let's see how much damage we can do. If it goes well, maybe we wipe him out.
All right, here we go. And so first round for the Japanese, fairly average hits. The 3s are a little low, 4s a little high, 2s are a little short.
But two aces.
2 aces.
Those men aren't supposed to hit like that.
Oh yeah. I trust my men.
Oh, that is a weak defense.
That
I'm
is a
really
weak
relieved to see that.
Yeah. So you, if you didn't see the first round video, the first 1.5 rounds, Gamerman had awful luck, but after that, your luck has been fantastic. Especially against his defensive rolls have been pathetic. Look at those 3s and 4s, just staggering.
Ooh.
He does get some hits here, but he even there is a little low on the 2s.
27.
Yeah.
That was close to average. Yeah.
Yeah. Just 1, 2, 3 hits should have been 2s, and then the 3, of course. So,
but
that
second round attack roll was maybe it was probably just enough to wipe him out.
Right.
So that was really lucky.
Yeah. So you do walk away with your planes. He scratches for the territory, and then we have the non-com moves. And
that was really there's a couple of I just stay alive battles here. That the one in Korea was, the one in Anhui was luck when I had to have it. Those 3 British fighters were extremely significant. That's your entire air force for India, and he has a lot of ground forces. So that was a huge win. He probably shouldn't have put the UK fighters there.
Yeah. I do agree with that. Although I think obviously you guys are constantly referring to the battle calc, and he wanted that to be a little higher than probably just those infantry up there.
Well, he's
Again,
got the right theory. I mean, you just pile on Japan with this bid and with this strategy. You
yeah,
just send a bunch of bodies at them, and usually Japan can't kill them all. But I'm getting some dice assists here.
you are. What we want to see as far as Allied headquarters is the fight to continue. He does have a fight to continue. He will be walking into Anhui. He will be walking into Shahar. He'll have a battlefront that stretches to Shahar, Anhui, Hunan, and Guangxi. So he does have a battlefront, and your penetration into China is shallow. So we can see that he is suppressing the Japanese body count on land. So that is useful. And I think we're going to get some easy picking as transports. These are this round or next. Let's see where Japan ends up, and then we'll do a zoom over when you're done with. Sometimes it's hard to tell the what's the in AAA you can move and then unmove. So let's see where you settle. And convoy blockage 3. And then you collect $55. Okay, let's take a look. So we do have a lot of the Navy back in Sea Zone 6. That is always on the Allied side. Feels good to see that happen. That is going to be a transport, I believe. No, maybe not. Maybe we'll get swallowed this time. And then we have a force in 20. And not going to be in a lot of direct competition with the Chinese. Chinese aren't going to attack this time. Malaya's in your hands. That's defying, and you've got a bit of a shot on India here with the transports, with no aircraft, by the way. So here's where aircraft would come in really handy with a transport out in the middle of nowhere. 37, blocking destroyer. And a small force, a fighter in Caroline. Okay, and give up the transport to take away that money. So, yeah, it's staying alive, and then we've got the tank that's ready to blitz through some easy money Yakuts and Yenisei next turn.
Oh no, the Mongolians will stop that.
Oh, that's right. This is this was a strange rule, and I think you're about to edit this, or it'll be edited on the
Oh, it's confused. I had to edit it the first time.
right.
Well, maybe I had to edit it again.
Yes, you
But
did.
yeah, yeah. So he moved the entire Siberian army into Korea without ticking off the Mongolians because the USA had secured it already. So it was not an aggressive move into
Right.
Korea. It was a reinforcement.
Yep. Little gamey, but that is the
That's the way
rules.
you play it. Yep.
Yep. Very good on his part. So these will shortly be the Mongolians, and he'll have
Yeah,
some
which is bad,
resistance.
really bad for me.
Yep. Good. Like I said, I definitely, your Germans are being a bit more productive because Japan is getting a lot of love from the Allies. So let's see how the Americans respond.
Well, I got
Six.
a
Go.
couple
Oh, go ahead.
comments.
Yeah, go
Couple
ahead.
comments on Japan.
Yep.
So and we with the dice assist really was a coup. The Chinese lost their forward army of 16 units that were one space from the coastline, plus the entire Indian Air Force. That is 19 units. The Japanese only lost ground of 9 units.
Right.
So that was, he walked into the kill zone, and I got lucky. The Russian tank had gone to Malaya the second time. It was wildly successful. It just went out with a whimper because it was out of shells. But okay. So the green sub in zone 6 off Japan was an error. That was an oversight. I meant to kill it when the time came. I didn't attack it with the destroyer. So of course he's going to go take out my transport for free. Um, and so that's just operator error.
And then you were able to get, if we look at the logistics of the coast, um, mainland, you're only able to get 3 infantry on the coast so far, but you do have a nice transport. Oh, actually, you only have 1 transport there. But you do have another 2 transports here. So you will be able to hopefully, from the Japanese perspective, get 6 units from Japan onto Korea. And that has the double advantage of also obviously being securing the Japanese mainland against a strong Hawaiian fleet with 3 transports. So, what will
Yeah.
the Americans do? The Americans will buy 6 bombers. These are heavy bombers. He has succeeded at tech once, and that accomplished heavy bombers, which I've said before, overperform as opposed to super subs, which I think underperform. So the sub moves out of Season 6 and takes out that transport. We take out another free transport. Love submarine warfare. And the attack goes well. The Americans take down a couple of free ships. But the rest is non-coms. And the non-com here. So one of the things I was thinking about as I reflected on our situation is that, and I think it applies here too. And I think he breaks the tension, and I'm not 100% sure it's the right thing to do, but I'm just going to express it. And that's that the allies can sometimes feel like, let's do something. So, for instance, in '92, he could have gone to 110 or 109, but instead he went to, I believe it was 98 off of Egypt. Here he's going to go down to 54, and I'm just not sure it's the right move. I like the northern pressure myself
Yeah, I do
because
too.
you've already got a lot of southern pressure.
Yeah.
You've got a ton of southern pressure with the Chinese Navy and a robust India, and so this makes what I call it's convenient for Japan because Japan can move down to 19 or even ideally 36, and then have triple fork, extending itself over the mid Pacific as well as the Australian coast as well as India, and it's just so convenient. Whereas to have a navy off Hawaii threatens some vital materials. Um, Carolina um, as well as Japan. So here we
Yeah,
go to Johnson.
especially when
Yeah,
I'm going
yep.
with just a one complex gambit there on the Asian
I
coast.
know,
So I have to get ground troops from Tokyo.
right?
And so
So
you stay in Hawaii, then I have to protect 6.
and I think he feels like he's not making progress,
Maybe.
even though there are a lot of ways in which he's forcing your hand. For instance, you wouldn't be in Season 6 if he was not putting pressure on Season 6, and so he moves away to 54 to I think it's a feel good move, and
Well, I don't have
it's
much. I can't really block him, I think is why he wanted to go down there.
yeah,
Um, I can't really block him. He's going to take out that destroyer probably at 42, and I just don't have cheap blockers.
right, right. All right, so he moves on to Johnson Islands. I've just did a move myself with my games to Johnson to scoop up the Philippine fighter, but this is quite a bit further into the
Yeah,
game. So
yeah.
then places 6 bombers, and let's do a zoom with his $73. Okay, so he's got 6 bombers. They're projecting, power over 110. He's going to make that a fight. He has a good sized Air Force here, and he's going to have more Air Force here. So, rightly so, he thinks, yes, the Army's a problem, but the Navy is an even bigger problem. And I really commend his purchase of 6 bombers there.
Yeah, yep. It's brilliant. The bombers are going to have to land in Scotland or Ireland.
Right.
Is an interesting part there too. Well, if they were to land, they have to have a landing spot to make it legal. So with
Sure.
the Sea Lion, Germany has the option of taking over Scotland and Ireland, so the bombers can't land. But I didn't opt for that because it lowered the odds on London to an unacceptable level.
Sure. Exactly. And that, I mean, you have to succeed in London. I mean, to try it and not get it,
It's over. Yeah.
your game would be over. So, all right. So, $73, and I just want to do a zoom over the South Pacific, Johnson Island, I believe, fairly stacked, as well as 54 with 3 transports extending power over Sumatra, Java, and Malaya and Borneo. Okay, so he does have a double navy, and they're sizable, but Johnson Island is in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
except that it does connect with Caroline.
54.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go to the Chinese. They buy 3 artillery, so the Burma Road has been opened now. This is game round 5. That is 6 times 4 for $24 already. Plus, he'll get another 6 this time, up to $30 because of the Russian playing gambit into this game. So, Har is taken, Anwei is taken, and then the non comes into forward. He's pressing forward. He's thinking about a bunch of stuff. So let's just see what he's thinking. Like I said, he's just trying to get it right. He doesn't want his troops slaughtered like they were last time, especially when you get. He's just had 2 huge Asian forces. Literally speaking, it's Princess Bride, where it's never fight a land war in Asia. And he has suffered the consequences. So he does put them in some in Anwei. He does have a nice force in Hope, so that if you try to go into this, which you have that skirmish action here with the mech and the fighter, skirmish action here with against Anwei, you're not going to get far without being hit. So you can gain a dollar here, but you're also going to lose those men. No forward progress at this point possible for the Japanese mainland, except, well, we're going to see in a minute. We'll see how it goes. So he collects $13, $19. That is extremely healthy, China. And this is what I would say that you should feel good, even if you had kept his entire fleet in 26, and it felt like you're making no progress. This is your progress, and you got to sort of feel good about that. Yes, most of Southeast Asia as well as most of China, and you have forward progress in Russia, as well as no problem with North Africa. So I do feel like he's making some moves because he wants some forward progress, and he really has the progress, and should be probably grateful, I think, at this point in time. He does repair damage on the factory, which was at 16, and he repairs it down to 12. Now he buys 6 units. He spends $1 on the mech in order to just make that happen, just to spend the money, obviously, and then buys 2 infantry and mech. Now, as far as repairing the factory, let's remember that if Germany succeeds at this factory will be reduced to a 6, to a minor. 3 units can be produced here, and so you could leave behind 6 damage. And I'm not. What did he bought? There was 16 damage, and he bought a 4. So he left 4 on the factory, I think. Yep,
There's 4 left. Yeah. Yeah.
4. So he even still, Germany will suffer some of the consequences of the bombing. All right, let's go to the there's no combat moves. Let's go to the non-comms. He moves forward in Burma. This is a little unusual. He does need to get those guys walking, but there is a transport here, and he did buy 5 infantry and 1 for.
Oh, that's London.
And 2 and 1 for India. Now that means that we have 2 infantry and 2 fighters going against these guys. Now, I don't know why, even if you didn't want to leave back there an anti-aircraft. So I think it was a mistake.
Yeah.
I think an oversight. So here he moves it forward, and he is, like I said, trying to make some progress, seeing some progress. He's got a lot of grounders, in slow movers in Moscow, slow movers in Calcutta, slow movers in Egypt. All the, I mean, as far as his player numbers go, I think he looks good um, as far as the numbers go. He's out. He's got you by 50, somewhere in there. A 43, 93 is,
63.
yeah, 63. So he's got you by 63. Not as much as I'd like if I was an allied player, but he still got you by 63. That's something. Well, it's because he's buying a lot of slow movers that are kind of in areas that are not as important right now as they could be.
But boy, he
So
made the Russia play perfect in Egypt. He didn't lose anything in Iraq, which is just major.
yes,
He's left all 4 Italian territories for the Russians. Big problem for me.
yes, huge, huge, and you're going to see this next turn that the income is amazing. Even this next round. Okay, so he is positioning. Britain is positioning himself for at least the destruction of the Kriegsmarine, and that is the first step. So that's really a positive. Uh,
He's got a pretty
and then
decent setup for liberating London too.
he does, but we're going to see some tragedy. Okay, so sorry, I lost your history because I'm in player. So I just want to take a look at the money situation. So remember that maybe one of the reasons I didn't do combat is because all of his money was going to be lost. So why gain territories when you're just giving it away to the enemy? So he collects money. He collects, what did he collect? Just $30 and 11. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money for India. Wow. Um, you are gonna get away with robbery. Okay,
Mhm.
two fighters for the Italians. That's good stuff. Keeping that med. And you're
Well,
thinking,
so I know what I'm gonna do is I realize that his med fleet going to 92 is going for 110 next turn. Everything's shifting because of the sea lion, and I'm like, well, he's just going to leave the Italian fleet. He can't do that. Wait for me. The Italians got to throw everything at this fleet. Odds are
all
not
right.
great, but you just got to take out whatever units you can to help out Big Brother. So I know the fighters going down, so I'm replenishing those
I
with the
gotcha.
purchase.
All right.
And it sure would have been nice if I hadn't lost a bomber over London. It had come up big now.
Did you do combat?
Okay, so
You
here
did.
we rolled it on the forum because the
Oh,
AAA doesn't
okay.
do fleet battles very well. So it looks like I lost everything and he survived with the 3 fighters,
Oh,
which will be on Gibraltar. So that's not too great for me. I think I don't know if it went kind of average. So I
okay.
suicide into his 92 fleet.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm sad we didn't get to see that action.
Yeah.
What was the luck like? Did you get lucky? Did he get lucky?
Well, you know what? While you're going on, it'll just take me a minute, and I'll look it up on that
Okay.
thread.
Okay. So let's continue on. He's gonna make sure southern Italy is secure now that there is no Med fleet, and we're gonna activate the Russians, the Mongolians, and we're gonna clean this all up. And let's just do a flyover with a $18.23. Okay, so we're already talking about 60-ish for each of the other allies, and 23 here. He's into 140 range for the Axis. Let's just take a look. That is not a number. 138. That is not a number you want to see. Now 191 is healthy for the allies. 500 difference between 2 UV is still fairly healthy for the allies. So the Southern Italy looks fairly good. And there's a good scramble against the transports. And the Italians are in Holland, Belgium. Are they going to reinforce? Or are they there to... I am not sure. Why are the... Oh, you must be landing some planes there. Why are the Italians in Holland, Belgium?
To protect German landing
Oh,
air, I think. Or let's see. Is this at the end of the turn?
yes.
Must be to protect German air after Sea Lion.
Okay, you want to land some German air there. Okay, all right. And then the Italians are forward can opening, and so you even have some Italian artillery. Okay, all right. Let's keep going. Did you find the material?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's see here. So first round. Let's see. Read this right. On 7 2s, I got 2 hits. 3 3s all hit. 4. Okay, I got an amazing opening round.
Oh boy.
Then let's see. His defense was okay. Oh, so I was feeling great. And then the second round, unbelievable. I had 2 2s. Let's see, did I roll them all at once? I see a lot of zeros. I must have rolled both sides at the same time. It looks like did he have 5 defending 4s? Yeah, those 5 planes.
Yep.
He got 3 hits. Everything else whiffed. Yeah, so I said the Italians fired all their bullets in the first round. That is an odd roll. Slight syntax error. Italian okay, so I had to roll a bomber or battleship, and I did get a hit there.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Great roll, horrible roll, great roll. So I got 3 out of 4 hits this in the third round. So I said Italians ripped, decimated, terminated, and exterminated. 92 fleet completely destroyed. 3 RAF units returned to Gibraltar. Great satisfaction, and not a few bullet holes in the sides. So I comment on the big battles sometimes when I have an amiable opponent.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I get a battle calc up right here, just to calculate the odds.
Yeah, great.
And
Russian sub even.
And it's attackers win at 24%.
That's a suicide.
And is that with a scramble?
Yeah, you have all 5 planes, it looks like.
Yep. And then average defenders left 3. Wow.
Well, that's what he ended up with, was 3.
Right. All right. Let's see if I can get this off here.
Yeah, I'm glad we looked into that.
Yep. Okay, I just have to figure out how to close. There it is. Okay, so let's keep going. The and Zakians, as Pillbuck says. Let's see. Okay, they finally buy a transport and infantry artillery, and then they're going to start a little pillaging themselves. Okay, so I'm going to take out that destroyer and invade Java. Money Island's bonus is gone, so going to lose some income. And there we go. Done and done. The cost of a sub. And then they do have to land on the mainland. 54 is reinforced from the cruiser. Destroyers moved to protect the transport. Okay, and then he places in 54. The French think about moving, but don't. Go to 81. Okay, so here we are, the big round. This is
Mhm.
probably going to be this is your glory round. We're going to see your
Yeah.
income skyrocket. And here it
Mhm.
is, a purchase of 3 carriers and 4 infantry.
So the four, I remember this because we're getting closer to not very long ago. Max defense in 110, I can land my planes there. I had to do a lot of calculations here.
Sure,
Every one of those carriers needs to be loaded. I need to hit London hard enough that they'll survive. And the 4 infantry are going to be in West Germany because he may be able to liberate London, and those guys are going to take it back again.
right, right, right. All right, 7.
He's got this transports off of Gibraltar. He's got Americans and British. So there's a lot of possible scenarios here, and one fairly likely one is the Allies get London back, and I want to take it back from them again.
Gotcha. All right. And here we go. Um, Massive invasion, and then he very shrewdly. Now you've got
Oh
aircraft
yeah.
carriers, 2 fighters, and a diver. And what is committed to the naval battle?
Well, this is interesting. If we back up a little bit, I think I kind of forgot there was going to be a naval battle, and AAA bailed me out before dice are rolled. It says, "Do you want to scramble?" And I'm like, "Oh shoot!" So I have to edit my combat move a little bit, and no
Gotcha.
one's the wiser.
Right, right, right.
So I
Okay.
have just enough there to discourage the scramble. So he picks his poison. I did have it set up pretty well to where scrambling or not scrambling were kind of equally desirable results. He goes for the scramble, so I'll have more surviving on London, but it's shrewd because he must have been calculating he would need if he can just weaken my fleet by a hit or two, the allies should be able to clean it up
Nice.
and sink 9 transports, which 9 transport can take survivors back off of London. So this is major stuff.
Sure.
So then with the air battle, maybe you're on that now.
Yep. All
Okay.
right. So with the air battle right there,
So
Germans
the
roll.
carrier there is kind of a decoy because I can't take a hit to that carrier. It's desperately needed for defense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's kind of there to scare him off from scrambling.
But he does, and the 2 fighters both get hits, and you take destroyer and a fighter off.
Well, there's a problem. My attack roll only hit one,
Right, right.
and then he double hits. That is a problem.
Yep,
So I did have to take a destroyer off because here again is major decisions. How much offense do I need to make sure I clean this up? But I really want the destroyer there to defend against his heavy bombers.
right. And here we go for the second roll, and
Massive relief there.
you get the hits, and he misses.
Another massive
Big, big,
relief.
big moment there.
That was dramatic.
Yep. Your luck holds, and we're going to see now that tragedy befalls the Allies. So look at all those boxcars. So sad, man. And then the tragedy continues.
Oh, wait a second. Can I make a comment on that casualty
Sure.
choice?
Yep.
So I have planes and tactical bombers. A tactical bomber is going to give more offense against London, but he scrambled both planes, so he doesn't have as much defense. And
Right.
I need max defense on 110. So the
Right.
tactical is going to go.
Right. And you roll, you get fairly average dice with your ones, just a shy a little bit, low with your twos. Your threes save your butt, and your fours are okay. And then he completely whiffs. Just devastating, devastating.
28
So
divided by
that's
4s.
9-11 versus 3. And then you kill him again, and he gets 1 hit. So he's you're massively, I mean, I'm not sure what percentage of victory that was, but it's probably in the 90s.
Yeah, high 90s, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, especially without the planes, I bet it's 99
yeah.
point something.
No,
So I
what I
lose.
mean is that the results were probably in the 90s. In
Oh,
other words, if you think
oh,
about your
yeah.
success was in the 90
Oh, yeah,
percentiles.
especially with only one AA hit.
Yeah,
Um, and
just
so
tragic.
I actually people instinctively take infantry off first, but in this last round, I'm taking artillery off because I've got a big transport situation where I don't want um, the artillery there. I can transport more efficiently tanks and men.
Right.
Um, because with artillery, then it's going to take 8 transports to get all that stuff off of there, and now
Hmm.
it's 7.
Right, right, right. All right. So then Novgorod goes well for you, minorly. It's a minor, it's a skirmish battle, not a serious battle. Um, and then you rearrange stuff and drop a bunch of stuff into the ocean there for the picking up of the aircraft carriers, bomber, East Poland. And then you're going to move a bunch out to Romania. And you want to explain Romania?
Yeah, I changed my mind on that.
Okay, is it
But
edit?
I
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I didn't need the defense, so I'm getting it closer to Italy or just have more options because I'm not going to be breaking through. But then I realized that that was not smart.
Hmm. Yeah. So, like I said, in a minute we're going to see some massive income from the Russians, but the fact that you do not need 13 mechs for the defense of East Poland
Right.
is also a tragedy. And if, like I said, if he was buying even the last 2 turns, if he was buying um, fast movers, tanks, these troops would be there because these troops are the ones that walked from Moscow to Bryansk. So if you just had these troops, they will hold this force in place, I believe, and then these could all be tanks or offense, and
Well,
you'd have a little more to
yeah.
fear, I think.
Yeah, I would. To be fair to him, I think it's smart because he knows I can't push in. So
Mhm.
there's no hurry to keep me from invading farther. And
Yeah.
he'll have more power um, in a couple of turns instead of now
Mhm.
to try and push me back then.
Okay.
And I think he buys a bomber here.
Yeah, yeah. So, by the way, just looking at the money, I mean, just massive. Um, so, what we have is $83. So then triggers 88, and then I think it's in the 90s. Yeah, 93. So they are, even with a successful taking down the Kriegsmarine, we have a situation on our hands as the Allies.
There will
Um,
be no liberating either. So
right. I mean,
the
that's
infantry
impossible. I mean, you've got 13, 14 units, and he's only has 2 transports. Yeah, two
so the
transports.
infantry can be placed in Berlin instead of Bonn.
Right, right, right. So the best hope of the Allies right now is take out. And honestly speaking, I understand what you're doing here. I also would just
Yeah.
push back for a minute and say, if he succeeds, and he has heavy bombers, so that is, I believe, 9 hits. That is almost 9 guaranteed hits. Um, so this is 9 guaranteed hits. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 8 more. I mean, even if he did an air attack, the subs really don't help. So you've
Well,
got
he has
8 hits.
it does. He has a destroyer in 91, and if he uses the destroyer, all the subs can be taken as casualties.
Right.
Another
See, that's the thing is I wouldn't even worry about this destroyer because then it leaves your sub to be out of the battle, and then you only take casualties on the.
Yeah.
That's where you do not want to bring the destroyer in, because the subs can be taken as cheap casualties.
Oh, that's if I understand you right. So if I don't have the subs there, then he can bring the destroyer in.
Yes, because it will help take out the big stuff. If you have the sub, those are cheap casualties. It's not valuable to bring them in, because you want to take down those. Honestly speaking, right here, as much as the Navy is a problem, I mean, you've offered up your Air Force, which is, I mean, for the Eastern fronts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's anyways. So I could, like I said, I'm not on you guys' level, but if there's two things,
no, that's a good point.
If I go with what I hate most as the Allied player, I hate the Kriegsmarine, because it prohibits and it threatens London. But the second thing I hate is the Luftwaffe, because the Luftwaffe is what's really going to just multiple kills. I mean, time after time after time, it kills, and it's so useful it's necessary for Moscow. So let's see how he does. So he's gonna go with some fast movers this time, and he's gonna get a bomber. So he's thinking about the punch. And here we go, skirmish action in Novgorod as well as Baltic, and he finally gets into the gold. So $1 property becomes a $4 property in Ethiopia, and he is going to start taking back some of the East Russia. And then, did we see him go for Tobruk? Skirmish action there. Nothing unusual, I don't think. 1 for 1. And repositioning. I just want to see where he ends up. And then we'll do a flyover. Some editing. Okay, let's get down. I wanted to see where he ended up with Tobruk. I thought he took that. He did. So I believe that Tobruk, even though it's a 0 property, gets him $3.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys know this. So please, if you're not listening, perk your ears up. This is a 0 IPC, and he gets $3 extra per spread of communism. $1 territory, $4 into the coffers. $2 territory, $5 into the coffers. And his income is what's 35, and bonuses, war bonds.
Then he rolls a 6.
Okay, so he rolls a 6. Okay, so I got some questions here though. So $48, $57. I got a question here though. This says Lend-Lease. What's that all about?
Where does it say Lend-Lease?
It says trigger Russian Lend-Lease.
I pulled in I pulled the sub out of there.
He doesn't own London. Lend-Lease should not be effective.
Oh no, that's not a requirement. I guess he's getting it from the US.
I thought that was a requirement in Otterbox. Are you sure?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you had to own London, and Archangel was free and 125.
Well, that would have been nice. One thing we didn't mention when we were reviewing Balanced Mod is Balanced Mod allows 5 IPC NO for taking London. Yes. I would have liked to have had that.
I hate that. I cannot stand that NO. I'm like, you took London and you don't have enough money and you get $5 extra for it. Yeah, that's like capital capture, the worst capital capture. Let me just look here real quick.
Well, in the Pacific, it's that way. India and New South Wales and San Francisco, all of those are +5s.
Yeah, I don't think they should be. That's
okay.
But myself, I'll be consistent. Okay, so Archangel is controlled. So I believe in the original rule book, I'll have to check this out later, but you're right that it's not controlled. But I believe in one of the editions, you had to own London. Okay, let's keep moving. It is late, and we will move on. I got to go back to history. Sorry about that. And what do the Japanese do? Okay, so again, we're taking a look, and what do we love as the Allies? We love to see Japanese ships bought. So We rejoice that that we have an arms race going, and you are going to fight that arms race for ground units, and that means that 3 will go into Kwangtung
Yep.
and 1 on the island. 6 will go ashore from the transports. That puts the Japanese reinforcements at 9. So for the mainland, now we already know that China, for the most part, produces that, but or produces close to that. But the we're going to see some big action right here.
Oh, but back to that Russian bomber.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I know what that's for. That's to fight the Japanese on the Eastern Front, support those infantry that he's got out, the Mongolians.
Oh, very
He's going to
good.
support the Mongolians with a Moscow bomber.
Nice, nice. I like that a lot. Okay, so yeah. All right, that's nice.
Oh, and a round 6 sea lion is extremely rare, from what the guys say.
Yeah. It's a taking your eye off the ball. Don't know how else to say it. So and of course I'm a Monday morning quarterback, so what can you say? But I rarely lose London. I'll just say that. But
Yeah.
I was actually the only time I think I've ever lost London was in a game at Young Grasshoppers tournament, and we were the last people playing, and this guy took London, and I lost, and I was playing with my son Levi up in Canada, and the last round of the game they were talking victory cities, and recapturing London was actually a point as well, and I was able to recapture London with a single tank. 9:30 at night, first day, we're completely exhausted, and I've got a group of people around me, and we retake London for the point and for the tie. So that was fun. That was a fun game. Crazy. I hate losing London. So, all right. So you are going to take India, and you're thinking about Alaska. You don't do it, I don't think. And then you're going to attack some Mongolians, as well as skirmish action in on the Chinese front and Frenchengio. You're thinking about taking out some ships, and I'm just going to keep zooming down to the battle. Okay, so here we go. So battle in French China obviously goes well, and the battle in India goes well. So what do we got here? Anything happens? So then the anti-aircraft. That's it. That's a shame. When you get a chance to shoot a Japanese aircraft, you should always shoot at them. You get only 1 hit though, and he gets 1 hit. So you're wondering if your luck's going to give way.
Right.
But you get 1 hit, so it's a bleeder, and you get the miss, and you don't lose an aircraft and the whole thing. It's pathetic. Oh man, you got a horseshoe in a secret location.
Well, India and London just fell at the same time, so that's got to be rare.
Yep.
So there's a lot into that India decision there. That was not a no-brainer by any stretch. I need Java to get $9. Dutch New Guinea's getting him 5 every turn. But if I go down there, my transport's going to get killed. And he has no Indian Air Force, so my transport off India is perfectly safe. And of course, India has collected a lot of money, so I get to spend that money instead of him. And the complex getting knocked down to minor might be kind of nice too.
Yeah.
But I got lucky.
And
I just kept getting, I mean, I felt suffocated the whole game, and I guess I was pretty close to just, giving it up, and I kept getting resuscitated.
Yeah, you've had a battle in Korea that went fairly well. You got a battle in Anhui that went well. You had London, which went fantastic. And then even the battle for the fleet in '92 went fairly well for you. And now the mistake in India gives you $22 deficit. 11 away from him, 11 for you.
Plus 8.
Gee whiz, man, golly. Like I said, armchair quarterback. I've made my share of mistakes. So.
Yeah.
More is in your hands, and casualties. No, I don't think there's any unusual dice here. It's just skirmish action. I think you win everything handily, and gonna put some transports. No, you lost your transports last turn. So you bring everything down to Philippines and transport placed in 6, and skirmish lines form. Lots of action. Okay, let's take a look. 3 in Kwangtung, transporting across the sea, mech in Japan, and you collect $71. Okay, so just to let you guys know what this looks like, it is just ridiculous. 187 for income right now into the Axis coffers, dwarfing the 163. The income and production is still fairly good for the Allies. Units are a lot closer, within 40, 43, and total unit value has gone down, and it's only $131. That's way too close. We've got to see some Axis gains this turn, or we're going to. It's just going to be a quick slide. All right, so we do see those some, and let's see what happens. Okay, so he's going to build a fairly robust navy and just drop it somewhere. Okay, so here's the attack. He does bring the cruiser and destroyer in. He figures that's more valuable than the cheap subs. He brings all the fighters, the bombers in. I think that's 9, 6, and 3. And then he comes in Celebes and Caroline. He's thinking about it. He does some stuff. He's thinking about okay. Here we go. Battle. Here we go. Celebes is successfully taken, and he successfully kills destroyer and transport, and okay, and wins the battle.
I must have figured I needed those 2 ground units in the Carolines to keep him from taking them.
Did he take he didn't take the island? Gotcha.
No, he couldn't attack them then.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. So, all right, here's the big battle. Okay, so it's 11 versus 13, 14, 15, 15. So this is a suicide run. Okay, so destroyer and cruiser miss. Okay, that's just. I mean, like I said, why bring in the cruiser and destroyer? I mean, one of these bombers hits can now be. Yeah, it's.
Oh, you mean the destroyer? Yeah.
Yeah.
That is surprising now.
So take this casualty, just these hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 on the fleet is all your aircraft carriers and one of your planes with 5 planes left over that have to land on London, or you play the game and try to make it so that you're ready for the British. So a lot more difficult choice than
there was a lot going on there.
Oh, tons
in every one of those decisions. Okay. So by the way, that was a 100% hit rate with 9 heavy bombers.
Yes.
And as for taking the destroyer in, the follow-up is with the British. So he maybe wanted to kill everything, and the subs and everything, because the British have a destroyer too. And so the destroyer can be taken off with the British.
Yep.
On the follow-up.
Right. So he takes off 3 bombers. So obviously on the other side of this coin, by the way, that you have 2 more bombers in the air still because you took the fodder of the destroyer and the cruiser. So he does take off. You do take off 3 cruisers and 3 subs. Okay, so let's see what happens. So the bombers
100%
are
hit
there,
rate.
100% hit rate, and then you really score with your aircraft. Um, so yeah, I think probably leaving the destroyer and cruiser behind would have been a better idea. But okay, so that's it for the battle. The TUV is -4, so not too bad on that account. And his non-comms moves around. I'll let him move and then I'll talk. Drops a fleet in the Atlantic. 4 fighters in the Atlantic. Got to get that island back, but only 2 transports and makes $77. Okay, so let's assess this Hawaiian Islands. So no pressure on Sea Zone 6. The fight has now moved to Caroline, and the fight has moved to the Money Islands. So a lot of good about that. $7 down plus the $5 bonus. So that's $12. We do have skirmish action because we have 3 transports still in line for landings. And then over here, the Gibraltar has no American transports, but American troops are on Gibraltar. All right, let's keep going. The Chinese have been a bright spot all game, except for the Battle of Anhui, and they buy 6. So that is 3. So now actually, because of the Indian victory, the Japanese were able to place 3 more units on land, more than the Chinese. So we're going to start seeing a different slide right here, especially with all of the Japanese aircraft still alive. Skirmishing all over the place, and 2 successes. All right, and Chinese win. All right, Chinese win again. Okay, so now he is forward.
Yeah.
You do have. He does put
Probably
himself
can't
out
do it.
there.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to wait for him to come to the
Okay,
coast.
these fighters can't reach 1, 2, 3, and 4. So because of your right here, there's some fighters here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so boy, I would assume he's playing with the odds calculator and feels pretty good about that because
Yeah.
I'd have a little PTSD from getting my forces wiped out there before. Not Anway, not again, please don't send
Oh
us
no,
Anway.
he's gonna place units there.
Oh, that's right. Okay, all right, we're feeling better. Revenge for long live on. Remember Anway. All right, he's got 14. Okay, well, so that would be definitely with only 2 Japanese grounders. That would definitely be some airplanes down.
Yeah, no, I can't do it. So at least I didn't realize this at first when I was playing, but I cost him 6 taking India. So it was a very powerful move. The Burma Road's not open.
Yep. Yep. So for the first time in all game, by the way, if you're not following us.
Yeah.
So here we go. Combat moves, no purchase for London, no purchase for India, the Pacific. So we do have some combats, and he is going to battle skirmish in French Indo as well as into India. And he is going to attack that carrier and take out. And any trouble here? In 110, what happened? I didn't see any battle. Did you guys do it again?
Uh,
Oh, is that
no.
a scramble? Oh, it's a scramble battle. Oh, I thought you had an
Yeah, I
aircraft carrier.
didn't scramble, so there was no fight.
I thought
He
there was an
brought it.
aircraft carrier left over. Oh, you did. You took an aircraft carrier as a casualty.
Yeah, I had nothing.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, okay,
And you
okay.
know, Randy, I didn't realize for a bit that I was going to have a scramble of three fighters because I didn't realize at first that surviving fighters could land on London. It feels so
Uh,
wrong as an Axis and
right.
Allies veteran. I haven't controlled London for a turn, but I controlled it when the carriers were drowned.
Right.
So then I had a scramble defense. So he had to bring a lot up,
Yeah.
and they have to land in Ireland,
Wow.
which is not good for him.
No, not good at all. Hmm. Golly, golly.
And so I didn't lose, I lost a chunk of the Luftwaffe, but since they could land after the American suicide, I still have 5 planes.
All right. India goes to him. Nothing unusual there. And then a little skirmish action in French Indo that goes on forever. And finally, um, the looks like you won it.
Oh, you know what?
Japanese win.
You know what that was about? He's killing infantry for that transport. He just killed off the transport's chance to do anything.
Ah, gotcha. To take it back.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, he's a wily veteran.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well done. Um, I appreciate that. I think it was an infantry charge, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything that he'd kill was big, and well, plus he's got a huge Indian army and
Yep.
with nothing to do.
Yep. I had a game, my game with Imperial Borders that I won.
Yeah,
The were um the British were just pirates. They could go anywhere. But I was mad because I had been getting unlucky for 3 rounds in a row.
yeah,
And
right.
I decided that I would try to just kill every troop that I could, so that when he landed, he wouldn't have his transports could go anywhere they wanted to, but there was
Okay,
no one to put on the
there.
transports.
That's the same thing. Exactly.
Exactly, and so I took only had a slight advantage and got lucky. Finally got lucky. I converted to there's an offensive stance and a defensive stance in Imperial Borders, and I'd been playing all game the offensive stance, wanting to kill him. And this time in the first round, I played the defensive stance, and it worked. And I was able to block what he had to hit of mine, and kill some of his. And then the next round, it was clear that I should go offensive. I went offensive, killed them completely. And then I did the same thing against the Austrians, and the board was almost clear of enemy ground units. And that's how I won. It was amazing.
What time frame is that?
1815.
Okay.
Yeah. Congress of Vienna, right after the second defeat of Napoleon. So yeah,
Ah,
back and forth, taking casualties. Finally, he takes out the casualties, which was his purpose. Non-coms. Let's see what he does. It's so good to have an anti-aircraft in India again. Sorry, a little sarcasm there. So
I
man,
need to take the Allies so you root for me, huh?
you do. I root for the. This is Allied headquarters, man. uh,
I'll say again, you're seeing the suffocation of Japan, and I've been playing pretty well, and I've got good luck, and they're still in big trouble. This is the effect of the Russian two fighter bid plus a man in Yunnan. If Japan can't even attack Yunnan round one, this is what
yeah,
happens. This is why people bid this way and out of the box in the league anyway. And if you want to win, I guess this is probably the optimal bid that the entire league has found.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I have bypassed some stuff, so let me go backward. I'd love that comment, and if you have never tried the Russian gambit and the bidding plans for Russia, you really need to try it. So, can you explain why he does not leave that mech in Scotland?
Yes, he realized that I can't blitz the airbase.
Oh, very good, very good. Of course, you're right. Very good. Very good, very skilled. That's some good
Right.
stuff right there.
No
Yep,
doubt.
yep. Good. Okay, so then you purchase. Love the continual. You're building back of the Navy. Love that. That's awesome.
So he's got a French destroyer
Yeah,
in the Red Sea, and um, yeah, rebuilding the Navy.
I like it.
I've already got the can openers in. He's pulling.
Hmm. You did get lose a fighter there, and yet you cleared the Met, I think. So the
So if
bonus
I
still
had,
comes
if
your way.
sorry, I gotta say, if I um looking at it from your eyes again, going through this game, I realized that yeah, that was a very defending 110 and trying to save the 9 transports could be very costly, and it subjects me to the dice. But you also got to realize that I killed 9 heavy bombers,
Oh yeah,
and they could terrorize me everywhere.
absolutely, absolutely. That's right. That's right. And those are almost 9 guaranteed hits. So you're quite correct. Yep, you are quite correct. So 25.
The med is clear at high cost.
Okay, let's take this. Let's take a look again, people. You need to be keeping track of your numbers. 189. Wow, that is discouraging. Now, again, we got a lot to be thankful for the Allies. Totally own the Med Moscow. I mean, there is not a thought in the world of Moscow. In fact, really, if we looked at a superpower of this game, Russia is the power to beat. Uh, well,
As it
America,
should be.
no, no, not the
I
communists.
love the Russians.
Uh, the bonus is the superpower in this game, though. There is no better bonus if you can spread out communism. Um, so we haven't had serious loss. Well, no, we just did have a serious loss by the Americans. So the Americans have suffered terribly. The Chinese have suffered terribly in Anhui. The Russians have suffered terribly, I guess, in Korea. And now the Germans have suffered in 110. The Japanese it's cost the Japanese army has taken a lot of losses. The Navy and
Yep.
Air Force is still in almost, I think, intact almost completely, except for some skirmish action with destroyers and
That is
subs.
big. That is big.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. So lots to be thankful for. Some mistakes made, but still fun game. I think
Yeah.
extremely competitive.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see and with the Anzac do their turn. They're going to buy a destroyer and a transport. And he's going to battle there and get his $5 bonus back. And he wins. And then Anzac wins that one. 3 fighters. Where are we? 35. Got you in the middle of everything. Destroyer and 55. Oh, he's taking out the blocker right here. So the Americans can do their thing. And
Well, Japan will go first.
right. You're right. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm
And
burning through destroyers. It's bad.
yep. $6. Did you get any blood for that? Nope. Oh no, you did. You got a plane. Yep. All right, and places your units
50.
down. Blockade lot 3
Oh,
lost block.
that's a big hit.
Yeah,
55.
yeah, 16. All right. The French, I think, do nothing. So, well, let's just. I'm going to draw this back just a little bit, and
Yeah.
if we're thinking about who's winning, who's losing, to quit a game, to cause the Allies to quit, this is certainly discouraging. India was a nice hit, but it's more like a bruise than it was a death grip.
Yeah.
This is going to be multi rounds, so there's no easy fix. I mean, literally, the Americans have to do it. and the
Hmm.
Americans will not have that kind of firepower for several rounds. Even this attack up here, as juicy as it looks, will cost the Germans fighters.
Can't make the attack. Can't make the attack.
No, you can't do that. So you got London, and you certainly London's $30 per turn, as opposed to you've got $6 that you're getting. So that's a $36 swing for multi turns. I would say at least 3 turns, and you can build there. So it could be even more if you wanted to invest there. So the real battle is right here, and unless you can take out India permanently and Moscow, this game is going to be seems like a long game.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any. This looks like a good skirmish. He's got a great skirmish game going down here. It does not seem like there'll be any, unless someone makes a mistake, a coup de
That's not
grace.
my strong area.
No, so unless he makes a mistake, this looks like a very tough skirmish battle. That's there's no sort of increasing weight against India that will eventually just swamp him. It's not going to happen, I don't
Well, I
think.
can tell you where my hope is here.
What is your hope?
Look at California and Pearl Harbor.
Ah,
There's
okay, Victory City.
nothing. There's
Ah,
nothing there.
right.
Help is not coming.
Help is not coming.
Not for a while.
All right. Okay. Well, I will not discourage you from doing that. So let's call that a night. Thank you so much for the review. This is
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is probably the I mean, this is a great turn. This
Yeah,
was a
that was a
this
lot.
that
We
was a
do
lot
have a
of
G.
fun.
We have a quick G7 that doesn't have a lot in
Oh, okay.
there.
Sure. Let's do
Let's see. I
G7.
got to spend all that money.
All right, let's see what you spend your money on. All right, so let me go to history over here, right panel. You purchase. Okay, so I'm going to move your face up here, and you were going to buy 2 transports. Okay, did
I
not see
want
that
unit.
coming.
I don't think I need that many units on there to defend against the Americans. I need those against the Russians bad
All right.
on London.
Okay. Right. Okay, so and then combat moves. You are going to attack Scotland, and you are going to attack West.
Oh, he took the
Oh, he took
Ukraine back
Ukraine.
then.
What? I didn't see that.
He left it. He must have changed his mind.
I guess so. Maybe he edited it because it was a walk-in. Huh,
Yeah.
that's weird because I didn't notice it. Yep, I guess he did. Okay, well, I could no, I don't understand that actually because you're making a lot of money right now. Well, must have wanted the $2. Non-com, and let's just see where you reconfigure. Okay. Clean up, place units, and let's see how much money you're getting now. Okay, so 10 in Germany, 2 transports and 112 with 3 plane scramble. The rest in West Germany. Turn complete. What did you get? I didn't see it.
58.
How much?
58.
58. Okay, I don't know why I didn't see it. Turn complete. There it is. Collect 58. Okay. All right. So for not having deep penetration into Russia, that's some good money. And of course, the units on the board, players. So the TUV here is now okay. So the Allies have you by about 130 something, 33.
230.
Yeah, and 230. Yeah, and then units 54.
Let's see.
And then
Yeah.
Okay, so but your money is a lot close. 154 is way too much. Way too much. Okay.
So
Yeah, interesting game.
yeah, thanks for doing G7.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Wow.
there's some things going on there in the Russian front now. With the move into West Ukraine, um, he could go by me. I don't think he will, but he could go to the Baltic states. I bought 10 tanks. I think I needed that to prevent him moving into East Poland because I
Gotcha.
can't have that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and also, yeah, brought planes back from London. So going into West Ukraine, I'm hoping for a response. Um, and I think I'm going to lose. I got big problems,
Yeah.
really big problems, and the number one problem is Russia's income.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to grab another
Mm-hmm.
seven.
Yep.
And my only hope, and it's fine with me if Oysteilo watches this, and I think he might actually do it.
Will he may be making how much will he be?
It's going to be obscene, and he's got war bonds.
Oh my goodness.
I'm dead.
Oh my
Honestly,
goodness.
he thinks he's losing. I think I'm losing, and how often does that happen? That's funny. So I'm
So
just desperately, yeah.
56 and he's gonna make another seven. Oh my
Well, he
goodness.
rolled a six on war bonds
Ah,
there,
I gotcha. Okay, okay, gotcha.
but
Okay.
yeah, I've got major issues. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is hope with London.
Yep.
Um, I mean, cutting off the income for Egypt can't build a unit now, probably forever.
Right.
So they can just slowly hang out on the vine. They can't
Yep.
buy a ship. They can't buy
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Yep.
There's no aircraft. Well, what he's going to do, he's going to swing the aircraft from Ireland. They're going to come down to Gibraltar. They're going to get over to Egypt. I've got so many problems.
Yeah. So, and by the way, in BBR, I believe it's BBR. If London falls, the capital moves to Canada. There's some
Oh,
sort of money benefit, but
yeah.
obviously it doesn't exactly make sense that there's no income there. But, anyways, that's the game we're playing right now. Yeah, you've got problems. Yeah, if he wasn't doing this, if he was not doing this spread of
Yeah.
communism, it would
Yeah.
be less problematic.
Yeah, that's true.
You would be so 56 and you're playing technology. So that's six and that's he might have grabbed this. I have seen people grab that. You rarely see people do this. So this is seven right here. So he'd be at 49. Yeah. Oh, 49 minus six. So you'd be at 43. So that would be a huge difference for you. Um, yeah, huge difference. And then the tricky little Mongolian thing that happens,
That slowed me down.
enabling you to slow you down, and of course keep the Russians
That was a big
fat and
move.
happy, fat and
Yeah.
happy.
So, I mean, I usually win because people make a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yep,
honestly. So right now, I mean, he had a scary U.S. fleet. But I get, the U.S. had to go after Britain with like 2 rounds of buys, and they got nothing to show for it except, I mean, they knocked out a bunch of Germany's income and five or so planes, but uh Japan got some breathing room. So really, it's all about falling asleep on Sea Lion, or I would have resigned by now.
hmm right, right, right.
So,
It's I one of the things that as I studied these games, there was a couple of games where and this game's been fantastic, by the way. Just a compliment to you guys that this has been an exciting game. Now I don't know if that is because I've watched other games with Arthur or Bomber Harris or Farm Boy or Andrew A. Gamer where there are turns. There are several
oh,
turns in a row.
it's not a battle.
There's not a battle. There's no battles. There's battles in the beginning, and there's at some point there's going to be a med fleet battle, and then there's no battles. It's amazing. I mean, it is just positioning, and these have been intense. Now, I will tell you that if I was playing you right now, I'd be like, I want to see how long his dice last, because lucky dice sometimes go the other way. So, uh, so
I know what he's got his eye on next too, I think.
what do you
Um,
got?
he wants to get even more Russian money. He's going to make a move on Finland, probably.
Ah, I like that. I like that
I
a
don't
lot.
have much up there.
Yeah,
He's got he's got 11 mechs.
yeah,
He's got a massive air force. Um, it's funny that he thinks he's going to lose because of Sea Lion, because he's wrong. I'm going to lose.
yeah. I generally think Sea Lion is not worth it myself. The
Is it Russia?
transport
Yeah.
the transport cost is so phenomenally high.
And Russia can go crazy. And
Yeah.
I think Jadao told you in his interview. I mean, he's told you a lot, so you might not remember.
Oh yeah.
The Russian German front, I say, is the only front that really matters.
Uh, yeah, and I think you're totally right. Everything else is adventure, is fun,
And it's
it's
about setting up, and it's about helping that front.
yes, yes. It could be about helping that front. But whatever robs from it it's it's
Even
tough. It's tough
Japan,
to get it back.
Japan's affected by it too. You say, well, they have to get 6 victory cities, and it's about getting India, and it's about getting Australia. Well, if the Russian front is not going well, America is sending resources towards Russia, and so
Right.
it totally affects Japan.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, he worked. I haven't said this enough. He spent a ton of money on technology,
Yeah.
and it paid off. Now, obviously, we don't know where that money would be if it was on the board right now, but I don't think it would have accomplished what those bombers did. I don't
The
think.
war bonds. He's
And the
got
war
those
bonds.
for the he's
Yeah,
got those for the rest of the game,
yeah,
and those are 2 more reasons I'm in deep trouble.
yeah. So I do commend him for, it's the Russian fighter gambit. Awesome. His If his purpose is to destroy Japanese infantry and ground units,
Hmm.
100% successful.
Yeah.
If his purpose is to, um, get technology and make that a difference in the game, absolutely, he's done that. Like I said, he's very strong in just so many different areas.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and like I said, I mean, this is amazing. I mean, any German player who sees this interview and goes, that's what I want to see round six.
Mhm. Well,
Absolutely. So,
yeah. So I think one I know you got to go, but
mhm.
um I think this I'm not a great Axis out of the box player right now, because I haven't even done it in umpteen
Yes,
years,
right,
honestly.
right,
And then this
yeah,
is a different map. This is a map that is like, we feel
hmm,
like we're groping around in the dark.
yes,
But I would preliminarily say
yep,
I think this is Exhibit A as to why a 40 bit is not needed. It can be
okay,
smaller than that.
okay,
This 40 bit is devastating.
yep, yep. So I do think he's using advanced technique, which is the like cutting edge technique, which is the kill Japan
Yeah.
first through the Russian gambit and the spread of communism bonus. Those are two innovations that, I mean, I saw a game about a year ago, and I saw a sped up game, time lapse game, on AAA, and I had never seen anyone take Sardinia with the Russians.
Oh,
He
oh,
took
and that counts too.
Sardinia and Sicily with the Russians.
Good luck getting those back.
That, I mean, it was and Russia was like literally Russia and like one other territory, and he's still making over $30. And I was like, oh my goodness, never saw that. And I've got the video saved. I don't think I posted it, but it's amazing. I mean,
So
spread out
another,
primaries and bonus.
I mean, I'm kind of a wily veteran too. If you go to North Africa,
Yep.
he cut me off at the pass there. Look at those blue boys on Tunisia.
Ah,
They're going to keep me from taking back Libya or Tobruk with the Italians. He's
ah,
got to take it with Russia first,
hmm,
but I'm not going to be able to stop him.
right.
And those Russian tanks and mech were protected every step of the way.
Very good.
And so actually my hope here is, I guess one of the glimmers of hope I have is rebuilding the Italian Navy. I've got
Hmm.
money and there's no British,
Right.
but heavy bombers can about single-handedly stop that. So
Sure,
he's got to
sure.
decide between heavy bombers going to Japan or Europe or both. Um, and I just breathe a sigh of relief that for 2 rounds, since he's gotten heavy bombers, 2 of those rounds he didn't buy any, and the other 9 are all in the drink.
Yeah. Hmm. So the thing that I think is dangerous for him, and I don't think. I mean, honestly speaking, it's so annoying to have London in your hands. I think he might be able to win the game without London, but it's so annoying that it is going to give Japan a big gap. I mean, a big ability
Oh,
to
because of
surge.
US has to go after.
Yeah, he does he have to? Does he have to take back London? London? I don't think he has
Well,
to, but he feels like it. It feels wrong, right?
yeah, and actually, and if you don't invest in the Atlantic with the US, nobody's in the Atlantic, and Germany can start romping
Right? I mean,
with fleet.
like you drop a transport in 109, and then suddenly you're in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I'm not used to this. You're giving me ideas, and that's all
Oh, I
right.
don't want to. No, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
I need to build something in
I'm gonna
109.
shut up. I'm gonna shut up now. Shucks.
I got a little scared because I saw the the bomber in the Ireland can actually reach my naked transports in 112. But then I thought, well, if it flies, it has to fly back to Ireland and I'll kill it. But then I do have a 3 plane scramble. He can't do it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So yeah, it's this one's fun and interesting. We were both complaining kind of bitterly about the map, and we really did feel like in a fog. And we were
Yes.
worried because we know with all of our experience that you make one big screw up with the not counting some
Hmm.
territories right, and it's over.
Yep. Not always easy to tell the numbers too. I worked really hard on making these numbers as big as possible. I
Oh,
don't.
really? You
Did you
can't
do
make them
that?
bigger than that?
I thought I made them as I made them big enough so I could see, but when I the original numbers were much smaller,
Oh, yeah.
so I worked on making this as
Sometimes I
visible as
wonder
possible.
if there's players that don't know how to edit those and they're just really handicapped. I'm on
Yes.
36 point. Let's see. I don't know how big you can make it.
Let me
Well,
see.
I just went to 60 and it goes big.
Hmm.
But you definitely, before we go, you definitely want to do unit size to 125%, I think. Um, that each of the military units are bigger. That's the
Yep.
biggest it goes.
Yep.
Yes, you got to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I played with the map at the beginning. You can also, if you guys want to know it, you can go to skins, font and color. You can do some funky things here.
I
Um,
like making my
you can
factory damage red.
oh, really? Oh, I didn't know you could do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, try
That's really
that.
cool. So right here, you go to red. Nice. Oh,
Yep,
I like that.
yep.
That's cool.
Flaming.
Okay. And
It's
then
on
you
fire.
set property. Is that what you do?
Yes,
Set
sir.
property.
That's what you
All
do.
right. All right. Let's go see that in London. Very good. I learned something new.
Good.
There you go.
Oh, it's still black.
All right.
You still
Oh,
have it black.
still black. I still have a black.
Which one
Okay,
did you
so you
change
got to
to
make
which
sure.
one did you change to red? take another
I
look.
thought I changed. Let's see here. Let's see map. What
Font
did I
and
do?
colors down.
Font and
Yep.
colors, damage. Ah,
Oh, you
damn it.
got it.
I
Oh, you
hit
did hit
damage.
damage on battleships and carriers. You got to do factory damage also.
Factory damage. Set
Right, that's outline.
properties. And
You got to
now
do the actual color.
there you go.
No,
Right here.
that's the outline. There's a lot of boxes there. It's
Okay.
confusing. So the one right
Factory.
there, the factory
Okay, gotcha.
damage.
There we go. Unit count. Oh, unit count outline. Huh. Let's see
Yeah, I'm not
about
sure
that.
that some of those are a good idea to
I'm
change.
not
I'm
sure
not
either.
sure.
Yeah.
But now you'll have
All right,
some.
got white. Oh,
There it changed.
nice. Very
Let's
good.
see.
All right. Well, thank you, Ted. This is great
Yeah.
stuff. A lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Thanks for
Like,
letting me on several times. I'm honored and it's fun.
yeah. It is
Maybe
fun to
two
talk
people
about
will
Axis
watch it.
and
Who
Allies. I
knows?
love it. I think I've had more than two. So,
Good.
well, thank you for out tonight, and you have a good week. It's hot
Thank you.
here where we are.
Yeah, us too.
And it's about to get hotter on
Yeah,
Tuesday. So, stay cool.
too.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
If I know how to end this, let's see. Okay, and that's there we are. End meeting. I can actually go to. I'm going to do this real quick, guys, because I want to go to end recording to make sure. Okay. Pause recording. There we go. All right. Good night, Gracie.